So you've ignored all the healthy lock tips that I've been sharing with you for the past like over 3 years now, and now your locks are damaged. Or maybe I just see my face for the first time and you have no idea what I mean by healthy lock tips. And somehow you've done things to your locks and well, now your locks are damaged as well. And you're wondering, is it possible for you to nurse your locks back to good health? Like for you to have healthy, thick, rich, juicy, luscious locks without having to start all over again, without having to start your lock journey all over again? If this is you, then you're in the right place, because in today's video, I'm going to be teaching you how to nurse your locks back to good health after damage without having to start over. So if that sounds like something that you're interested in, then please keep on watching. First thing you need to do, if you have damaged locks right now and you want to have healthy locks, the first thing you need to do is to set your goals. Like, what are you looking to achieve? Like, how do you want your locks to look? You know, and I think this is very important because healthy locks mean different things to different people. So for example, now for me, to me, healthy locks may mean like locks that look very, very thick and full and, you know, juicy. To someone else, it may mean that locks that basically do not have any form of breakage or thinning. Those are two different things. It's possible for you to have like locks that are not necessarily thinning, but it's not like as thick as it can possibly be, right? So it's very important for you to first, before you start anything, figure out what your goal is. What are you looking to achieve? Do you want your locks maybe you have lint in your locks right now. Maybe every other thing is fine, but your issue is lint, right? So you want to sit down and figure out what exactly do you want to achieve. Like, how do you want your locks to look? What is your end goal? It will be very helpful for you to get like a pen and a paper and write it down. Now, after you have, you know, figured this out, the next step is for you to analyze your current situation. Look at your locks. What is the problem? What kind of damage are you dealing with, right? What are the things that you do not like about your locks in the moment? Do you have color damage? Do you have like thinning edges? Do you have non-existent edges? Are some of your locks breaking off? Are they thinning at the root? You know, those kind of things. List out the things about your locks currently that you do not like. Be completely honest with yourself. List every single thing. Now that you have finished all of this, you know where you want to go and you know where you are. Now, the next step is for you to figure out what it is that needs to be done, or like what it is that needs to happen for you to move from your present predicament now to your end goal. So this is where you need to kind of like map out what it is you need to change. Now, if you're someone who has been watching my videos for a long time, then this should come very, very easy, because if you look at your locks now and you see what the damage is, and you should be able to tell what it is that caused the damage. And if you know what caused the damage, it's going to be easy for you to discover like what you need to do or what you need to change to fix the issue. So what do I mean by this? So let's say your issue with your locks right now is that your edges are thinning out. That could mean that you're wearing tight retwists. That could mean that you're wearing tight hairstyles or things like that. So if that is like what your current situation is, and your end goal is that you want to have like full edges, obviously the plan or like the step that will take you closer to your goal will mean that you should stop doing all the things that cause the thinning of the edges, and then, you know, create a routine that will allow your edges to be free and allow it time to grow. I hope that makes sense. So if you can discover what the problem is, then it will help you to know what it is you need to change that will help you to fix the issue. Now, I have several videos on my channel that tackles different kinds of issues and how to fix them. So let's say your issue is like thinning edges. I have a video on that, I believe. Well, let's say your issue is like thinning locks at the root. I also have a video on that as well. So you can just go through. I'll try to link some of the videos in the iCards and in the description box. If I forget, remind me. But you can just go ahead and go through my, you know, videos, and you find specific videos on certain issues. Now, if your issue is lint, I also have a video on that, you know. So that is going to give you an idea of what it is that you need to do to fix the issue. So now that you have discovered what your end goal is, and you have discovered what the problem really is with your locks right now, and you have an idea of what it is you need to do and the steps you need to take that will get you closer to your goal. The next step is for you to create a routine. Now, this is very, very important. If you've ever had like a consultation with me, then you probably may have heard me say this a million times. But routines, like when you're just starting out or when you're trying to heal from a setback or heal from any form of damage, creating a routine is very important, because what a routine does is that it helps you to always have your hair in mind, so that you are giving it the hair, or rather the care that it needs to flourish. That's basically what routine is all about. So now that you know what it is you need to do, now a routine is basically creating step by step, every day, every week, what are the steps that you're going to be taking to get you closer to your goal. So let's say your issue right now is that you have a lot of product buildup in your locks, right? And your end goal is that you want your locks to be clean and shiny. Now, you know that if you have product buildup and your end goal is that you want your locks to be clean and shiny, the step in between, like what you need to do or what you need to change, is to stop those things that you're doing that is causing the product buildup, and then start doing things that will encourage, that will kind of like, that will remove the buildup that is already there. And then going forward, you're going to create a routine that is going to prevent buildup. I hope that makes sense. So if you figured all of this out now, if let's say for someone like that now, your routine could mean like first step, do a log detox, right? I have a video on my channel where I share step by step how to properly do a log detox to adequately remove product buildup. I'll link that video in the iCards if you're interested. So first step for someone like that may be step 1, do a log detox, right? Then after you have done a log detox, depending on whether the detox removed everything or the buildup, you may have to do a log detox again, maybe a month later or 2 months later or 3 months later, right? Then your everyday routine may be reducing the quantity of products you use in your hair. Maybe if you're someone who used to apply products in your locks every single day, maybe you create a routine in such a way that now you're applying products maybe every 3 days or once a week or once every 2 weeks or something like that. Or maybe like you reduce the quantity of products you're using, or even change the products you're using altogether, right? So that's basically what I mean by creating a routine. Another thing that you may include in that routine is something like washing your locks more frequently. Let's say now you create a routine where you wash your locks every week, every 7 days, every 14 days, or things like that, right? So a routine is basically you're writing step by step. It's kind of like a guide, right? A guide that, or more like a timetable. Let me put it that way. It's kind of like a timetable for your hair, so that you know, okay, today is Monday. This is what I'm going to be doing today, because this is going to get me closer to my goal. So you prepare the routine prior to embarking on the journey, so that every step of the way you know what it is you're supposed to be doing, and all those things are going to help you get closer to your goal. So now that you have figured everything out, the next step is for you to be diligent and be consistent with whatever routine that you have created. Now, if you have damage, just like with any other thing, damage can happen quickly. But when it's time for it to heal, it may take longer. That's just how life works. There's this song that we used to listen to when I was much younger. If there's any Nigerian watching me, then you probably know. I think it's by Lagbaja. It was saying something like, to destroy is very easy. Like the lyrics basically like, to destroy is very easy, but to build is difficult, right? So that's actually the truth in many cases. If it took you like maybe a year to get your locks to where it is now, it may take maybe a year and 6 months or 2 years or 3 years for you to completely recover from whatever damage that you're experiencing in the moment. So it's important that when you start to do all these steps to get you closer to your end goal, you need to be consistent. If you do it for 1 week and then the next 1 month you forget about your routine, and then you remember again, do it for like 2 weeks, and you're not going to get the results that you desire. So it's very important for you to be consistent, right? Be very, very consistent with the routine and the steps that you have created for yourself. Now, the next step is for you to be patient. This goes hand in hand with being consistent. So as you're being consistent with the routine that you have created, it's important for you to always also be patient. I get so many messages and DMs from you guys complaining one way or the other about something that you don't like about your locks, and some people complain, oh, my locks are not growing, oh, my locks are damaged, oh, my edges are this, blah blah, and all those things. But what many people fail to understand is Rome was not built in a day. There's a saying that Rome was not built in a day. Like for everybody, like for me now, and you look at my locks now and you think, oh, I love your locks and everything like that. Even though I did not even start from damaged hair, but it actually took time for my locks to get to where it is now. So you can just imagine if I started with like damaged hair, obviously it's going to take longer for my locks to, you know, get to where it is now. So it's very important for you to be patient. Prepare your mind that, and I think this is something I actually should have included before now, like before you start the whole process, prepare your mind that it's going to take a long time, and be ready that no matter how long it's going to take, you're going to stick to it and continue until when you get your locks looking how you want them to look. So patience is something that is very important. If you are someone who has really like embraced your lock journey, then you should have learned patience a little bit, because that's one of the things that having locks like teaches you. It teaches you to be patient, because the beginning stages of the lock journey is not even funny at all. So it's very important. You have to be patient. If you're not patient, then even if you're doing something that is going to give you results, if you do not do it long enough, it may seem like it's not working. So it's very important for you to be patient. The steps are actually very simple and basic. However, in reality, when you're actually putting this into practice, it's not going to take a very short time. Depending on how much damage we are dealing with, it may take longer, right? And in some cases, you may have to cut some of your locks. For example, if the issue you have is color damage, your locks are so damaged that the locks are beginning to disintegrate. For someone like that, you're most likely going to need to cut that, you know, the part of the locks that are starting to disintegrate. There's nothing that you can do to fix that kind of issue. You can hold on to it for a little while, but eventually it's gone. It's gone. If what we are your issue is color damage, then in the only way out may be for you to cut those locks off. So yeah, but in many other cases, if you are diligent with like being patient and following a good hair routine, it's going to be like much easier for you to get your locks back to good health. So I hope you guys found this video helpful. If you did, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. And if you like how my locks look and you like to know how I started my locks and how I retwist my locks for thickness, I share all my tips in my online course. I'll put the link down in the description box, and if you click my name and go to my homepage, you find the link over there. If you also like to know the products that I use for my locks, they are all available on my website. I'll also put the link in the description box, and you can find the link in my homepage as well. Thank you so much for watching. See you guys in my next video.